Hey everyone, it's Dr. Detroit here, the Doctor is in, and welcome back to our F1 2021 full season playthrough. Today we're heading to the Netherlands to do the Dutch Grand Prix, and we got a lot to talk about before we get started. First things first, we'll have some new R&D pieces that are going to be coming in. However, you might notice that there was a part failure in the fuel technology power area. We won't be able to fix that until possibly maybe after practice. But you may notice too that we're also doing some reliability testing, but that's not the big case. The big one is this. You will notice that we have quite a few pending changes. So let me just tell you what we're going to do. As stated in the previous video, when we were back at Spa, we have decided that we're going to take a new engine, which will give us a 10 grid spot penalty, and then we're going to take a new turbocharger, which will give us a 20 grid spot penalty. But if you notice that there's a few other things here that say pending, what I'm actually going to do is that we're actually going to fit the original components on, because see how some of them are a darker green and some of these guys are a lighter green? We're going to see if we can save up a little bit and go ahead and continue to, do something with this. So that means we're going to not get a grid penalty for going back to an older component, but we will get a grid penalty for taking a new internal combustion engine and a turbocharger. And if you weren't here with us for the last race, let me explain why we did that. First things first, we have a 37-point lead ahead of Lewis Hamilton. But here's what we did. We have 6 wins. We actually have 6 wins in a row right now, which is quite amazing. But the reason why we did it was simple. We have these next couple races. We have the Netherlands, we have Italy, Russia, Singapore, Japan, COTA, Mexico, Brazil, Australia, Saudi Arabia, and Abu Dhabi. When this engine starts to go bad on us, which should be closer to Mexico or Brazil, we'll have a fresh unit in there. Plus, we wouldn't have to take a grid penalty. So that means that we would still have these 4 aces in our back pocket. We'd have a new turbocharge unit, we'd have some other things. Yes, we would need to take a new energy store and also a control electronic, but here's the good news though. If we take it, like let's say we have it happen to us at the United States or something like that, or any of these other races coming up, then we should be okay and still have a pretty decent car for those events. Because once we get to Abu Dhabi, we need to make sure that the car is in tip-top condition so we can get the championship. But with the way that we're going right now, if we continue our winning ways and continue to rank in the wins and stuff, we could end up wrapping up the championship as early as Circuit of the Americas. But we'll have to wait and see. But for the time being, let's go into our next race, which is the Dutch GP. And there it is, Circuit Zandvoort, which I don't know if that's how you say it. Also, there's now 10 races left in the season. So I'm going to go get this car qualified and R&D'd, and we're going to see how good we do with this and see if we can come from the very back to the very front and possibly get win number 7 in a row.
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and Zandvoort, 25 miles away from Amsterdam, and the host for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. A lap of this short 2.6 mile Zandvoort circuit features 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left. The main straight is 678 meters long and heads into turn 1, the Tarzan corner. With DRS down the main straight into the braking zone, that could be the best overtaking opportunity on the track. Anthony Davidson, thanks for joining me once again for the Grand Prix. Let's talk about the scientists. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Max Verstappen and Perez, Norris, Ricciardo, Vettel and Pierre Gasly, Fernando Alonso, Tsunoda, Lance Stroll and Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Russell, Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi, Mazepin and the scientist. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
After the points finish last race, let's aim to keep the momentum going.
Oh, we sure will, and you could see there that we had the pole position time, but of course we took the 20 grid spot penalty because we ended up fitting a bunch of different things on the car and getting a lot of things taken care of. Now, we have two different strategies we have here. We have an alternate strategy, which goes softs, mediums, or we can go softs to mediums, which would be the same strategy that we pulled at Spa. And this looks like it would be a pretty decent deal, because then that would mean that we would stay out there, and everybody else would be coming to pit road. I definitely think what we're going to have to do is that we're going to have to stick with this strategy. It's a 36-lap race. So how are we going to work this? Well, we're going to work this very simple. Whenever the pit window opens, we will come in the next lap. And hopefully, as we work our way through the field, we should be able to get to first place. I will tell you that this thing does feel pretty quick. In fact, in practice and qualifying, in practice, we were about 1.5 seconds faster, and then we were 0.5 seconds faster than Lewis Hamilton. So our main goal here is to try and make up as much positions as we can, possibly get the fastest lap award, and see if we can finish somewhere on the podium. I would love to get a win here, but I don't know. That grid penalty really put us back. But the good news is that we have a new engine, we have some new components on here, we are almost set for a new energy store system, which we will get that. I think we're going to try and put that on at Monza or possibly at the next race, but let's go ahead and get this race underway. So not a very familiar place. We're all the way back here. So now we just got to wait for the other cars to go by, or actually get started. So we're all the way back here with everybody. So now we just got rolling. So now the field is in the hands of Mercedes.
The pull away. You'll have a bit more grip than that on the start, but we need to warm the tyres properly now. Make sure you get some heat into the brakes as well.
Yep, so we're going to get some heat and some other stuff here. And right now, Lewis Hamilton is setting the pace for what we're going at. As you can see, he's definitely getting us going pretty quick. 36 laps will make up the running. 1 pit stop should be the winning strategy. And we should be able to make short use of these, or actually short use of everybody here. Because here's the cool part. We're still credited with starting on the pole, but we took the grid penalties, so that's why they said Lewis Hamilton has the pole. Man, just look at that. Look at that centipede of cars right there. So our main objective is to keep our nose clean as we begin the first few laps, and then see if we can't make ourselves, noticeable in the top 10, which I don't think should take us too long. I decided to take the penalty here and not at Monza, because, again, Monza's a high-speed track, and this place here is more of a technical course. I felt like that would be a little bit better to take the penalties here and use the power of the Alpine in terms of its aero to be a lot better, because then once we get to Monza, then there's a good chance that we could possibly start on the pole there and hopefully take a win. Alright, here we go. The field is now beginning to form up, and because we're the last car on the grid, it shouldn't be too long for us to wait to get this thing underway. 36 laps make up the running. In front of us is George Russell, Mick Schumacher, Nicholas Latifi, and Nikita Mazepin. we should be able to make short work of them as we go into turn 1, but we need to keep our nose clean as much as possible. Here we go, the field is now all set. Here we go! 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights! And it's go, go, go! Oh, we got off to a decent start, but we kind of misjudged our gear shift there because I was keeping an eye on everybody. Here we go to turn number 1. Nice and easy. Almost getting into Nikita Mazepin. Mazepin falls victim to us. Wait, no, that's not him. That's Mazepin up there. That was actually Mick Schumacher that was falling victim. Let's see if we can take these cars on the outside. Now we'll get past Nicholas Latifi. There's his teammate George Russell, who fell out of the race fell out of the race late in the going back at Spa. Make ourselves nice and calm here for the corner. Don't need to worry too much about passing at this junction. Oh, tried to make a move there, but Latifi cut us off. Let's see if we can make the pass on the inside as Latifi hits us. You naughty boy, Nicholas Latifi. Or I think they actually call him Goat Feety, or Goat Feets, Goat Teats. I don't know what the hell they call him. Ha! Goat Teats. Interesting. I'm gonna put that in the tags, maybe. And then people that are looking up Goat Teats are gonna be like, what the hell's an F1 race doing here? Whoa! Okay. Got a little bit loosey-goosey there. So Lewis Hamilton will lead lap 1, and he'll have the fastest lap currently, but not if we can help it. So up into the 16th position we are right now, but we are slowly working our way up. We're slowly working our way up. I mean, we passed a bunch of cars there on the first lap. Now we just gotta be really careful as we make our way through here. We need to get up into the top 10 because that's where all the juicy points are. Oh, look at that. We made a great pass around Antonio Giovinazzi. Now we're going to try and get his teammate Kimi Raikkonen.
You made it look easy.
Thank you. As we get a caution now, there is a yellow... Oh! Raikkonen's blown up in front of us. Raikkonen has blown the motor out. Out of the race. Aw, too bad for him.
Okay, some information on Raikkonen. It looks like the problem is terminal. They're retiring the car.
That's too bad. And somehow we got a collision with Giovinazzi, I guess. I'm not sure how we managed that, but okay. Right now we're up into the 14th position, so we've made up a bunch of positions. The safety car is out! Oh my goodness, something...
Slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Wow. Alright, so we now have a full course caution as a safety car has come out. I'm not sure who it was for, but I have a feeling that it was possibly for one of the other cars back there. So that means now we got to catch the safety car, or we actually got to catch the people up here. So what this means now is that this is going to be interesting, because now this will take away some laps for us that we were trying to pass, but that means we can keep the engine somewhat cool. Right now we got to get back behind Stroll here. We're trying to catch the safety car queue. You can see they're up there now. Looks like it was Antonio Giovinazzi, so whatever we did to him, unfortunately, that was kind of bad. We are now under the caution. Just going to try and make sure that we stay right here behind Stroll and not get too close to him. This is only the second time in the series where we've actually had a safety car happen, and the first time that happened was back at the French Grand Prix a couple of Grand Prix ago. Now, I don't think anybody's going to come to pit road. It's a little too early for that. And it's just going to bring everybody back together again. So this caution might play a huge role in us, and you may notice that I was kind of sitting there in like a lower gear or a higher gear, just to kind of keep the fuel where it is. And I'm going to tell you this right now, everybody. Here's the situation as I know it. As I said, we're going to come in one lap later than everybody else, because I think a lot of these cars are going to be coming in on the same lap, and we're going to try and leapfrog, because once we leapfrog and once we get to people like, you know, Bottas and Hamilton, then we'll be fine. Because right now it's okay for Bottas and Hamilton to lead this way. But once we get out in clean air, then the Alpine can really show. Because then once we get to Monza, that's going to be an absolutely fun race. In fact, I can't wait to get to Monza. Let's go ahead and rock the car back and forth a little bit, keep some stuff in the tires. Also, while we're under this caution period, let me go ahead and show you what exactly we did change. We did change the internal combustion unit. We also were set for a gearbox change, and we also put a new turbo in it. And that was pretty much it, because everything else seemed to be okay. And from the looks of it, it looks like that the way that they get this set up is that they put the less worn stuff on the bottom, and then the newer stuff, or I mean the older stuff, is at the very top. So that's good to know. So under caution.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature, and remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
So that means we cannot make an overtake until we get past the start-finish line. But here we go. The pace car is coming in, or the safety car in this period is coming in. Let's see if we can match the lineup here. The field is under Lewis Hamilton's grip right now. Let's see what happens. See if we can time it just right to be with everybody. Also, the DRS is still not active yet, but we haven't really needed to use it. Here we go.
Green flag.
And the green flag is out. We're back underway here, as now George Russell's going to try and make a move. We bonsai a couple of cars there. Wow, that was close. I was not expecting that to happen, but look at this. We are now on the back tail section of our teammate Fernando Alonso. Let's see if we can make the pass on the high side. Can we do it? Not quite. Kind of lost control there a little bit. Oh man, the ass end of this car just wanted to go ass happy there. And we didn't want to do that. I did not want this car to go into ass mode. We don't need that right now. That'll be for later. Alright, let's see if we can try and pass our teammate here. But look at this. We're already coming up here into the top 10. And it's showing the sheer power of the Alpine. The sheer power of the Alpine here on these technical portions. Going to use a little bit of our overtake. Try and see if we can catch up here to our teammate Fernando Alonso.
Check your MF.
Okay. We're gonna flash that back because I know what happened there. Normally they would do something like this, but let's make this run as perfect as possible. So here we go. Let's see if we can make it into the corner and try to make a move on our teammate. Oh, that was a little dirty. That was way too dirty, but I think we got the position on our teammate. So put us up in the 11th position. Tell you what, we are moving through the field. Some of those new components and the new engine and everything are really good. We're going to try and make the move on the outside of Pierre Gasly. Not quite what I was hoping for. But we also get a warning because we had a collision with him, even though he was the one that shoved us to the outside. But put us up into the top 10.
Good job.
There we go. Ah, Vettel, really? Vettel. Why? God. He put us down. See if we can get to right here. So back again we must go. So we will get the run here on Pierre Gasly. Put us up in the top 10. Okay, let's try not to get around him there, as now Pierre Gasly's gone around. Did you see that? And we get another warning. God.
Okay, clear.
I feel like I'm back in Gran Turismo 7, where I'm getting penalties or warnings for hitting other drivers when I don't think I gave them any problems.
Incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
So Pierre Gasly has had an issue. I'll have to look back at the replay possibly to see what happened. But right now we're here in the 10th spot, which is good news. So that means we are now in the point scoring position, and we're also not too far away from everybody else. Let's use a little bit of overtake here, see if we can try to get something happening. I'm surprised they have yet to open up the DRS, but I'm actually kind of glad they haven't yet, because that's what's been giving us a little bit better power here, just to try and get around them. Now let's see if we can get close enough to Sebastian Vettel. We're right here within his tire tracks. We're going to go way up high, can't get it done. see if we can try this again. We'll go out straight here to the outside. There we go.
Is now online. A new strategy is available on the MFD.
I don't know what kind of strategy we have, and I can't even look to see what it is unless I do this. Hold on a sec. Come on. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna be some. There we go. Another penalty there. This time with Vettel. Lap 14. No, we're gonna keep current.
Got that confirmed.
Okay. So we're gonna keep that the normal way. So we're up here in the 9th position. Let's see if we can't make some more moves, because we're gonna definitely surprise Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas with this. And right now we are going green in all the sectors, which is really good. So I don't know if we can actually get anywhere close to the fastest lap, but we shall see. Here we go. We're gonna get up right behind Daniel Ricciardo. We have the DRS open. So does he. Oh, this is a grand DRS train. There we go, underneath Daniel Ricciardo for the 8th position. Tell ya, we are really showing how strong this car can be. There is his teammate Lando Norris. Good to see these two working together. And actually, it's kind of good to see the McLarens actually have some sort of reliability, especially after what happened back at Monaco and some of the other places that we raced them at. We're back to green again on this particular thing. Right now it's not looking so good for us to keep the fastest lap, but we have been able to get it before in the past once we get up towards the front. Here we go, we're going to have the DRS again. I'll tell you one thing, it's good not to have DRS issues, but as you can see, we cannot catch up with these guys right in that DRS area, so we're just going to have to kind of see what we can do here on the front stretch, but we keep getting some good launches. See if that'll be the case right here, as he'll be right behind Carlos Sainz. We might be able to catch him here as we go way on the outside. There we go around Daniel Ricciardo. Now we'll have the DRS open. Oh, Daniel Ricciardo is going to give us a little bit of help here. He's going to go way down. Pierre, oh man, we almost hit Carlos Sainz, and we're in the mud. Wow, that was not pretty. Let's try that again. And let's get right to about here. See if we can get something going here. Get in right behind him, but I don't think we can keep it up. God, Lando Norris just gave us a run for our money, but put us up into the 7th position as I mess up that corner, unfortunately. But we are extremely good right now, and we're slowly closing the gap. I'm surprised that we have yet to get the fastest lap of this race, but I think it's because we had to hit the brakes quite a lot. See how we went red in the sector. But I'll tell you what, this has been amazing. From last to 7th in 9 laps, which is very impressive for this Alpine. And we're having a good time right now. I'm actually enjoying this track a little bit more than I thought it was going to be. Exercise a little bit of overtake as we have DRS, but we cannot do anything with it. So we're going to try it again here on the front straightaway as we come back around these corners. Carlos Sainz really was parking the bus right there. Alright, here we go. Get through this area. Don't touch that curbing. Here we go. Now we should have a little bit better deal because we are just ratcheting it up to the outside. Here we go. Drag race again. Go to the outside of Carlos Sainz. And we overtake him, put us up in the 6th position. I see that the Mercedes cars have not really gone too far up ahead. In fact, we're almost on the same straightaway together. Now we just have to get through the Red Bull cars, but we do have the pit window that's coming up here, and so remember, when pit road is open, we will go back around one more time and let these other guys come in. And maybe we'll throw off a few people and try to see if we can get that fastest lap. Because if we can actually take the race lead and then come back to pit road, That should be huge. But it will also put us in a very interesting situation with everybody here. Start to feel the effect of these tires, but we'll see what happens. Make it nice and easy through here. Now, I don't think I'm definitely not going to be close enough to catch Perez or Verstappen, but we will definitely close the gaps up to here. See, look at this. As we go way up here, this is where we're making our lap time. So here we go. We're now on to lap 11.
Okay, gap ahead is 1.7 seconds.
So now we're just kind of hanging here in 6th place. Want to be a little bit higher than everybody else, but again, we may have to wait until we get the new tires on us. I see there's a couple of cars that have fallen back tremendously. Man, those Red Bull cars are really, really good. I mean, power-wise, they are definitely amazing. I will give them that. As we kind of go over into the grass a little bit. But we are slowly closing the gap on Perez a little bit. We're not really closing the gap in these sectors because they have a little bit better power output than we do. But that's not going to deter us at all. See, right here is where we're the best, is here in this sector. And then we can see if we can catch them a little bit more as we go into these corners. Into the final corners, that is. See, look at that. Perez takes the bottom and we take the high side to keep up our speed.
We want to pit this
Ooh!
so push now.
We just went fastest there, so sucked in Lewis Hamilton.
The car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form.
So now the big question is, when do we come to pit road? Do we come in now or do we wait? And I kind of think we should stay out another lap. Because then we could pit with the other two Mercedes, and it could put us in a really interesting box, because I have a feeling the Mercedes will come in, but then everything will just kind of level out. But we'll see.
No need to worry about tire condition for now. Everything's looking good.
See? We didn't have to worry about it too much, but now with the pit window open, we're gonna go one more lap and see if we can bonsai these people. DRS activated again, but we don't usually we don't need it. I mean, this is not the best place to overtake them anyway. So now we'll see who comes in. If anybody else will be coming to pit road. Again, we're going to be using the undercut. We're going to be using a different cut, as now we're going to get back in behind Sergio Perez. Here we go, drag race down into turn 1. Another warning, because it seems that they think that we made the collision, but we will now go into 3rd place, as now a couple of cars do come to pit road. The Mercedes duo did not go in, so this will put us on par with the Mercedes, and believe me, we will have a very fast hot rod. In fact, I don't even know who came to pit road, because it's hard to look up at the screen and see who came to pit road, especially with all these twists and turns and bends and everything like that. So it's gonna be hell just trying to figure out who came to pit road or whatnot. But as you can see, ooh, we kind of parked the bus a little bit there, but Perez is not going to give us any fits. But you can see that we currently are behind Lewis Hamilton by about 6 seconds right now, almost 7 seconds, but that's okay because one of them is going to be coming to pit road.
We need to reduce the 5-second gap to the car ahead.
Yep, that's fine. Now this will give us a little indication as to who's coming in, if anybody. Let's see what happens here. Looks like the Mercedes cars are staying out one more lap. Let's bring it in. Let's bring the car in right now. So we'll come in with Saints, and then this will put us in a pretty good box. So let's see what happens here. Off come the softs, and on go the hards, but we got a problem because the front wing had to be changed. So now we're going to be double stacked. Oh my god, really now? So our front wing had damage, and it had to be changed, so now we just lost valuable track position.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
Oh my goodness. So the team decided to change the wing and decided to take their own goddamn sweet time. So that means we are now way back here in the 11th spot, which means we probably got screwed by our team. Oh boy. We still got the fastest lap, but it's going to mean nothing if we don't finish in the points. And like I said, we still have a decent race ahead of us. I mean, we'll still get the fastest lap no matter what, but I kind of want to make it 7 races in a row that we are the champions. But now this is going to hurt us. However, let's see what happens, because hopefully the Mercedes duo is not going to give us any more problems. We just gotta get back up into the 3rd position. I probably should have, as we make the pass on Daniel Ricciardo again, I probably should have waited one more lap to come in, but decided against it. But here's where we can make up a lot of time, because we can use this high side. There'll be some other cars coming to pit road as well. Looks like, uh-oh, somebody had an issue back there. I heard the crowd react. So keep us here in the 9th position for right now. See if we can catch a few of these cars. As you can see, some of them are on the hard, so these are cars that came to pit road at the same time we did. So we're going to have to exercise a little bit of our overtake here to try and stay as close as we can to Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz.
Our gap behind is 1.5 seconds.
Alright, now let's see if we can make something happen here with Lando Norris. Couldn't do it. Really, Lando Norris? Yet again do we get cut off. I'll have to do a replay of that. Or at least figure out some way to get around him. Because, God, we are just so close to, I mean, we're so close, but the problem is that the Mercedes cars are way out in front. So we gotta really stop dilly-dallying and trying to get some positions here, because we're at the halfway point of the race. Ugh. Really? Every fucking time. Every fucking time. Alright. Back to business we go. Alright, looks like one of the Mercedes is back to pit road. Looks like that could be Lewis Hamilton. So now everybody should have made their pit stops. And now let's see who's going to take over the race lead. It's probably Valtteri Bottas that's actually on pit road, but now the Mercedes cars are definitely way out ahead. But we should be okay. Here we go. We're going to make the power move on Lando Norris again. Drag race here. Can we catch Carlos Sainz? Here we go again. We're going to flip down here to the inside and give us the dirt. There we go. Now put us into the 6th position. So now we can continue.
An incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
Damn, we could definitely use a safety car, because then that could bring everybody close.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.1 seconds.
Well, that's fine. We'll slowly catch them. I mean, we're currently 6th right now. As long as I would like to get a podium, if at all possible, because I don't know if the win is now impossible at this point because my team changed the front wing on me. But I think we can definitely get something. I mean, we are the faster car at this point, plus we're better in the technical corners. I mean, there's the Mercedes cars right there on the front stretch. But we're still catching them as best we can. using a lot of our overtake here. We're going to have to conserve a little bit and try to see if we can catch them.
Behind is 16.9 seconds.
And I can see Perez up ahead of us. This is definitely going to be a good power move here. Trying to use some of our overtake, but I kind of need to save it up a little bit. So we'll just use the power of the car right now as we continue to track down Perez. Looks like we might have a chance, but I don't know. I think because of that front wing change that the team felt they had to make, I think that may have killed our chances of winning. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened in these races. Alright, here we go. Now we can use a little bit of our overtake here. See if we can catch up to Sergio Perez. And we weren't in line to use the DRS, but we can certainly get it here.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Alright, so put us up again as the fastest car again. See if we can get up to Sergio Perez here and make a pass on him. Because the longer we try to pull a pass on these guys, the more it's going to be a problem. Use some of our overtake here, trying to make something happen, but we need to be careful because I just saw that it was down to 43%. I can't afford to lose too much of that, so we're going to need to just kind of be right here and conserve, because if we lose too much of it, then the car is going to be dead in the water. So we need to be really careful. There's still a long way to go, but the Mercedes cars are just getting smaller and smaller in front of us. So as long as we use a little bit of this in bursts, then we should be okay. Because then we should be able to be on the top step of the podium, hopefully. But a caution would definitely change everything. Alright, here we go. Outside pass on Sergio Perez. Got a great run on him with the DRS activated at just the right time.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Oh man, there's a crap ton of good overtakes in this race. I mean, if nothing else, you guys are getting a good overtaking show. Now we're going to chase down Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. We just have to be patient. We just have to be nice and easy with the moves. And then we can focus our attention on trying to break up the Mercedes duo. I mean, it's looking more likely that we could finish second, but we could try to make a power move and see if we can't win from the back to the front. But as you know, the laps click off fairly quickly here, and we just need to slowly catch up to everybody and not make any mistakes. You can see that we're actually slowly catching them a little bit, mostly here in these turns. But now look at this. We have closed up to the back of Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. See if we can get anywhere close to them so that the fuck you. We'll try it again. Let's get through this turn and then we can continue forward. There we go. Normally I wouldn't use this many flashbacks, but we need to try and get last to first. Here we go again. Outside. See if we can get anywhere close to Max Verstappen. We're going to use quite a bit of our overtake again. Like after I said that we had to conserve.
Started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
Tell you what, this game of Leapfrog is starting to get a little bit annoying because now we're catching up to all these guys. But let's see what we can do here. Man, again, they just try to park the bus. But now look at this. We're right here. We could have a double overtake once we get to the start-finish line. I mean, we are the fastest car right now, and it's pretty impressive with how we've been doing today in this race. Like, we're only at lap 20. So there's still some hope that we can catch these guys as Verstappen and I take it way down there That was kind of a dirty overtake, but it looks like we're fine, and it looks like there's going to be no penalty for that. So put us up into the 4th position. Now, we can chase down Charles Leclerc here in the Ferrari. In fact, this will be interesting to see how good the Alpine is against the Ferrari. And then we can set our sights on Bottas and Hamilton, and it looks like Bottas has the mediums on. So they must be on the alternate strategy. Here we go. Onto the outside we go of Charles Leclerc. Here we go. Drag race. Down the front straightaway. Leclerc is falling back. And give us another outside overtake. And look, Hamilton and Bottas are on the alternate strategy. So that means they're going to have to come to pit road again. Or at least I think that's what they're going to have to do. But look at this. We have an 11-second gap behind Lewis Hamilton and a 9.5-second gap behind Valtteri Bottas. We could still win this race and go from last to first. Oh my god, this is probably going to be the best race ever in our full season playthrough, because from last to third in 21 laps. Let's see what happens with this. Getting through the corners just fine. There we go. Alright, now this is where we can really shine, because our car seems to do really good, but we're also in clean air as well. So now this is where our car really starts to shine big time. See how well we can actually catch these guys. And as you can see, we are slowly catching them, which is good news. But I think these guys may have to make another pit stop, but we're still going to have to keep we're still going to have to keep up with them. Keep your fingers crossed, everybody, because we could still win this. Just going a little concentration mode here, just keeping this up. We currently have a 10-second deficit right now to try and catch up here, as well as we need to get up to 12 seconds. We would probably need a caution at this point, but I'm still thinking that the Alpine is strong enough to catch up to them. We just have to be really cautious here and just really, work really hard with this.
The car ahead is 10.4 seconds.
Alright, so we're actually losing some ground there, but we'll have a little bit better shot here with this. So nice through those corners. Here's where we can get most of our power. See how much? Ooh!
They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
So Sonoda's out of the race. And it looks like that creates a slow zone there.
We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
So we're definitely increasing our lap time here. We're definitely increasing the gap behind us. And so far we're still just trying everything we can to get up there. I mean, at this point, it is definitely...
Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead.
Yeah, we know there is. Ooh, had a little problem going through there. That might cost us some time.
Green flag.
But they are going to start catching lap traffic, which could cause a little problem, because sometimes the AI can be a little bit of a pain for them. So let's just see what we can do here. As we continue to chase down the Mercedes duo with our trusty little Alpine. Here we go again. Get around this curb. See how much time we can make up. Not very much. But we know that we have the fastest lap, which means we will have 1 extra point to our name, which is good news. Boy, the laps are clicking off faster than I thought they would be, but we still have, we're still catching up, because again, we do have the hard tires on, but they do have the mediums. So they must have been up there at some point, and they must have made like a bigger pit stop. But right now, we're still really far behind them. The Surge and Kit of the series. Just gonna have to exercise our overtake a little bit. But I'll tell you, we are really, really good right now. Just need to be careful with the overtaking, or using the overtake and then going from there. Here we go again. Using the high side a little bit to give us a little bit more of a boost. Tried to use a little bit more boost, but we got the fastest lap again. Which is amazing. We are definitely chasing him down. The gap is now 9 seconds, but are we going to run out of time? Because catching him's one thing, passing is another. So we're going to be really careful here and just try our best. Because who knows, this could be a situation where we could end up leading the last lap. But we'll see what happens as we go along.
Car in front is 8.4 seconds.
Yep. I mean, we're not fast enough, it looks like. I mean, even though we did receive the fastest lap, still they're on the mediums, which are slightly better. But we're on the hards, so it shouldn't be too much of a gap, shouldn't it? Okay, through here, nice and tidy. Good runs through there. Alright, we're going to use that bit of thing again. Here we go again, through the corner we must go. Keeping it nice and high, wide, and handsome up there. Gonna shut off the overtake there.
Managing your tires. Manage your tires.
Oh, I'm hearing the crowd going nuts here.
The car behind is dropping back. We're seeing a gap form.
Yep, that's good. Man, we are still trying to close the gap, but I can see that we are slowly closing the gap on Valtteri Bottas. They are going to come up to some lap traffic, which unfortunately they might actually get caught up enough that we could bonsai them. So let's just keep an eye on the road here because we can't keep an eye on both things at this point. We're not a karma chameleon at this point, so. But now the gap is down to just 4-digit gap, and you can see it. They're going to get caught up behind Nikita Mazepin, it looks like, and some others. This could be where we will need to shine, but then we also got to get around those cars as well. But we'll just see what happens. Here they come off of the corner. They're going to catch Mazepin. I'm sorry. They're going to catch Mazepin. All right, now here's where we go again. This is where we can catch up again. Nice little bit of boosting coming out. Don't want to use too much of it up, otherwise we'll screw up.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're just charging. Now the gap is down to 7 seconds because I think Mazepin is holding them up right now. This could be the break that we needed. But now it looks like they got past Mazepin. But the gap is now much shorter. We're going to need to see what happens here and hope to God that we can catch them. The gap is 7 seconds between them. Or actually 7 seconds to them, I should say. You can tell the determination in my voice because I have a feeling that we can catch them. But it's going to have to take a little bit of luck.
Okay, gap ahead is 7.0 seconds.
Yeah, you can see that it's actually getting smaller, and now the gap is 6 seconds because we're showing everybody what this little car can do. Here we go. Around the corner we must go. Hit the overtake. See if we can get close enough. Gonna have to hold back on the overtake a little bit. The gap is now 6.5 seconds. This is going to be really close. Now Mazepin's going to have to get out of the way of us. Thank you. But boy, we are catching Bottas and we are catching Hamilton. This is huge. I mean, if we get a caution now, that would be huge. That would be a very huge deal, as we had a little screw up there. But nothing to worry about. Because now they're going to catch up to a bunch of lapped cars ahead of them. Okay, here we go again. Through the next corner. Put on the overtake. We're going to try and hit it a little bit harder this time. This time we short shifted. Okay, hold back a little bit there. Don't want to run it out because then our car will be dead in the water. Don't need that, but now the gap is about 5.5 seconds because these guys are going to catch up to some lap traffic.
Car behind has started to drop back. There's a gap beginning to form.
Yeah, we're just pushing this car as hard as it can go, and I'm exploiting anything I can on this track. I mean this is thanks to the whole team for what they've done.
Yellow flag.
Oh, we got a yellow flag, which is basically a that's a local yellow, not a full course caution, which makes me a little bit ticked because I would have wanted that to be. But now we're getting closer to the finish. We'll have 7 to go. And we got 5 seconds to make up. And as you can see, oh,
6 seconds.
I think they probably caught the lap traffic and now just got by. Now just got by them. Which means this could be very hurtful for us. But let's see what happens. Coming out of the corner, the gap is now to Bottas, 4.7 seconds.
Catching the car ahead, but be aware that these tires need to last till the end of the race.
Don't worry, the tires will last. Oh, this is going to get good, folks, because we are just slowly getting closer. Their tires are starting to wear down, but we now have just 7 laps to go. Seven to go. Just need to be really careful. We are going to catch some back markers here. They will need to come. They will need to get out of the way. They will definitely need to get out of the way. Which they should be able to as soon as we get close enough to them. The gap is shrinking between us and the front runners, which is awesome. We're now starting to approach the back markers. They need to get out of the way. They need to get out of the way. Schumacher gets out of the way. Thank you very much. Now we need to get Gasly out of the way, and then Latifi needs to get out of the way. Here we go. We're catching them. We're catching them big time. There goes Pierre Gasly down to the bottom. We have DRS. The gap is now 4 seconds. The gap is now 4 seconds and 3 seconds. It's looking more realistic as we got 6 to go this time by. I just have to keep it up. The gap is now 3 seconds. Tell you what, this is gonna be a barn burner finish if we get up there. We've not led a single lap in this race, and they don't actually count how many laps that you actually lead, unlike the other games. But the gap is now just 3.5 seconds separating us and the Mercedes duo. Leclerc is back there in 4th, and Max Verstappen is back there in 5th. They're not going to be anything to us. But I'm starting to see those little dots. I think we're catching up to the Mercedes bunch. I think this is going to be a huge victory for us here in the Dutch Grand Prix. This is also a track that I've never raced at all. So let's see what happens here. I think it's because their tires are starting to wear thin. Here we go, through the final corner as we continue. Use a little bit of overtake. We'll stop the overtake right there. Get another fastest lap. The gap is now 2.5 seconds. Oh, this is getting good, folks. And there they are. I can see the Mercedes duo up ahead, and they are starting to struggle on these tires. Meanwhile, this car is really showing what it can do on the worn tires. There's Bottas ahead of us. Bottas is going to have to give it to us, hopefully, but we'll have to see what happens. In fact, for this one, I'm going to use up a lot of my overtake. Possibly won't even have enough, but we will have DRS once we get close enough. We have to be within 1 second of them in order to get the DRS to work.
Caution, caution.
Oh, there's a caution somewhere up ahead. I'm not sure where it is, but we use a little bit of overtake to kind of keep ourselves...
The gap to the car ahead is 2.2 seconds.
Yep, this is gonna be good, because now the gap is just 1.8 seconds behind Valtteri Bottas. You can actually see the two cars together, the two Mercedes. Here we go, another boost of overtake as we come out of the corner. Down the straightaway we must go. The gap is...
Where we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Well, the grip levels are nothing that I'm not too concerned about. 4 to go this time. But look at this. There they are. There's the Mercedes. There's the Mercedes cockroaches. See if we can try and catch them here, because we need to use these laps as best we can, and we need to get as close as we can to them. I mean, we'll probably have enough power to get around Bottas, but Hamilton's a different story. As now I start to see some lap traffic ahead of us, this could play a factor. We've caught them. They're now going to be moving out of the way, but what's going to happen here? Lewis Hamilton gets past. Valtteri Bottas is going to get hung up. And Antonio Giovinazzi is going to be right there at the wrong time for us, but we can get him on the outside. There we go. On the outside we had to go, but now the gap is right there. They're going to have another lapped car. George Russell moves out of the way. Now we're going to be within DRS zone of Valtteri Bottas. Drag race once again. Here we go. What's he going to do? Oh, are we going to go to the outside? We're going to have to go to the outside, and we take second place away from Valtteri Bottas. Now we're going to set our sights on Lewis Hamilton. The gap to Hamilton, 0.7 of a second, 0.8 of a second, that is. Oh, this is going to be, it's going to be great. We have him. We have him in our sights, but can we make the pass on him? Tell you what, those medium tires, I think these two were hoping that that we would need to do something, but we're on the harder compound. Valtteri Bottas still right behind us. Trying to do anything, but I think those mediums are pretty much screwing him up big time. In fact, I think that these guys are definitely going to be foiled again. But man, what a way this could be if we end up winning our 7th race in a row. That would be huge. And also, it would be huge in biblical proportions. So this would be big. Here we go. Into the corner we must go. Oh, got a little bit loose right there. So we lose a little bit of time to Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton will get away, but here we go. This is where we were the strongest. We're not going to have DRS this time around, but we do have the overtake. Here we go. Can we pass him without DRS? I need to save a little bit. Not quite, but now we got 2 laps to go. With the white flag lap next time by. Let's see what we can do here with Lewis Hamilton. There's gonna be quite a bit of controversy with this. See what's gonna happen here as now he tries everything to hold on to the race lead. See what we can do here to keep up with him. I'm gonna save a little bit of the overtake and make sure that we have enough of a boost. So I'm not gonna use any of it this lap. I'm just gonna let it recharge naturally, and then we're gonna use up a bunch of it when we get around here to the start-finish line. Look at the gap right here.
The store is getting warm, reducing our overall capacity. The more charge you hold, the faster that capacity will drop.
Well, that's okay right now because I'm pretty sure that we will have enough to get around him. Lewis Hamilton right there is the race leader, but we are coming to one of our better places, and we will have the DRS as well. Just like how Kimi Räikkönen would have the drink. Here we go. White flag is out, presented by Ally Bank. We're going to take it to the outside. Now to the inside. Using a little bit of overtake here. Where is it going to go? Lewis Hamilton takes us way to the inside, and we will make the pass. Not quite. Yes, we will. We've made the pass on Lewis Hamilton. We've made the pass on Lewis Hamilton. And the closing stages of the Dutch Grand Prix. Now, we need to keep these guys behind us. But oh my goodness. You can hear the entire United States cheer as we made the power move around Lewis Hamilton. In fact, it was almost too close. Now, he will have the overtake when it comes to when we come back around, but is it going to be enough for him? In fact, I don't think it's going to be enough for anybody. He will be in DRS range, but we are going to take it to him. Here we go. Down the straightaway we must go. He's going to get right up there behind us, but I think we're going to have a little bit better time. Here we go. Coming out of the final corners. Are we going to win it, or is Lewis Hamilton going to be able to pass us? Hamilton will have the DRS as we make our way through the final corner. Here we go. We're going to use up all of our overtake. Coming out of the final corner from last to first, we will win the Dutch Grand Prix, win number 7.
7 wins in a row. What a brilliant job you're doing out there.
Yes! Yes! 7 wins in a row. Driver of the day, get in there. Get in there.
Well then, a real team effort to overcome their rivals for a memorable win here today.
Whew!
Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
Oh my god, that was great. From last to first.
As today's winners make their way up the podium steps, the folks at Alpine have shown once again what it takes to build a successful Formula One team. A well-deserved win for them.
Yeah, and we beat the Mercedes guys again. Get out of here, Lewis. My god. Zandvoort was fun. That was... Whew, I'm out of breath. Wonder what this did for us in the point standings.
The scientist increases their championship lead. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I have to give it to the scientist. There was a lot going on all down the field, but they were the only one who I really felt maximised their potential.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Oh my god, that was some great overtaking there. In fact, that was just crazy. That was absolutely crazy, wasn't it? Oh. Look at that. all of us got warnings with these stupid collisions, and you can see that a mechanical failure happened to Yuki Tsunoda and Kimi Raikkonen. Oh man. That was insane. That was quite... I'm breathless. That was the best race of the season so far. Oh man, that was great. So our next race will be the Italian GP, which we may have to take another grid penalty there, but we sure as hell won't have to. We won't have to go all the way back. But that's going to do it for this episode. If you guys want to see more of these, make sure you leave a like and a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care.